Stand for the flag salute. Tom, will you lead us tonight, please, sir?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Tom. Tammy, will you take us through the roll call, please?
Yes, I will. Those present are Mayor Shaw, Council Members Baker, Roth, Arnbrister, Kemp, and McVeigh. Staff present is myself, Tammy Justice, City Attorney, City Planner, Public Works Supervisor, Lieutenant Semper. And excused tonight is Ron Gibson, Rainey Duran, and Adam Lyons.
Thank you, Tammy. Look for approval of agenda, please, Council.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Give it to Tom. There's a motion, a second to approve the agenda. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 5-0. Thank you, Council. Look for the approval of the consent agenda, please.
Move to approve the consent agenda to include June 25, 2024 claim vouchers 8169 through 8185 and 3 EFTs in the amount of $24,743.51. June 11, 2024 meeting minutes, claim vouchers 8193 through 8204 and 2 EFTs in the amount of $69,073.38. And June payroll in the amount of $40,706. Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 5-0. Thank you, Council. We now move to public comment, and we have Tim and what? Cherry. One.
Welander?
Yeah, that was what I was having trouble seeing. That want to talk about some pigs. So it's an opportunity. You can stand up, you can sit down. We're real laid back.
Okay, I'll stand up. HOAs, love them. A lot of money, do nothing. Started this in January. Actually, it started 2 years ago in August when she started first emailing them. Got no reply to constant phone calls. Went in, saw them physically 4 times face to face. Then they sent us an email that said that they were small domesticated animals that could be in a house. And I don't know any time I've ever used small to describe anything that weighs 300 pounds. And we have 4 in the backyard. So it's against the law. Rainier came over. We've been shown the laws, but I think Tammy probably previous to that. And so I'm just here to get the law that in the town I own a house in to back up that law and have it removed. That's it.
Can I speak? Can I explain what's happening here?
Yes.
Okay,
The
so,
reason she's asking, public comment is generally where you get to address the council, and it's not a comment and discussion back and forth. Yes, Tammy, you may.
okay, so these folks came in with a complaint. We had them talk to their HOA. They did not get the response that any of us were hoping for from the HOA. So because their HOA didn't give us the answer, then it comes to our code enforcement. And so Rainey went over and met with the people and explained the fact that they can't have the hogs. So, but because the HOA says they're small domesticated animals, we referred to our code. And that is when Rainey and Bill discovered that our code didn't match. It still isn't allowed. It's just one of the animal code and the livestock code kind of was contradictory to each other. And so this ordinance tonight is to get that level. It doesn't say they can have them or not have them tonight. We're not really even talking about that. We're just clarifying our code. Right?
Right.
Okay.
Close enough.
Any questions for Tammy?
So then once the code's in place, then we can send code enforcement.
Code enforcement's already been sent, and they have spoken to the homeowners. The homeowners obviously protested it because they consider them a pet, as in a dog or a cat. They come in and out of the house. So Rainey said, you're welcome to come to council and plead your case. You have to reach out to the office and get put on the agenda. And that didn't happen. So tonight, they're not on the agenda.
They have been sent an official notice to,
Oh, okay.
and it's a pretty please letter. That,
I think they had, 30 days to relocate? Was that what we gave them?
if that doesn't happen, then they get the nasty here.
Right.
Dennis, you started to ask something?
No, that answered.
And it is in Trotter Downs, the homeowners that they're talking about is Trotter Downs, not up in Tipsoo, different
Yeah.
ball game up there.
Hi,
Are-
Amy.
I know what they're talking about. He did my kitchen.
Yeah. And these are,
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Maybe you know.
Replace a wall and-
these are big pigs, these aren't these,
300-pound pigs.
so they're not the,
They're not pot belly.
they're not a potbelly pig.
No.
No, the pigs get fed, hogs get
Just
slaughtered.
out of curiosity, have you seen them go in their house?
Oh, yeah.
They
Every day.
scream to get in.
They go in and out of the house all the time.
The homeowners said that they go in and out, as a dog would.
Actually, pigs are relatively clean.
Well, I know, but usually potbelly pigs. I can't imagine when Ron rolled his eyes, a 300-pound pig going in the house. Okay. Okay, well, thank you, and,
You wanna see a
You want to see
picture?
any photos?
yeah, I'll see a picture. I just haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to come over to your house. Can you see it from your deck?
Oh, you want to see that back there? And they take all this,
Oh my
feces,
God.
and they throw it against our side of the fence. Not the other side of the fence where their bedroom window is, our side.
Oh, okay. I'll have to come over and get on your deck and look
Come out-
over at
come
them.
over in the morning, feeding times around 4
4
a.m.
o'clock, yes.
Okay,
Anywhere between 4 and 5.
Thank you.
Get 'em be fed.
Thank you.
Are we
Thank
done
you.
now?
Yep, you're good.
so much
Thank you.
for your time. Appreciate
Bye,
it.
guys.
Okay, we'll go to staff reports. Lieutenant Simper?
So, you'll see that there's no reported property crime, which is kind of strange. There was no reported burglaries or thefts in the last, in the month of June. Doesn't mean it didn't happen, it just means we didn't receive reports of it. Traffic stops were down, I attribute that to Deputy Chalk, who was 2 weeks of military training, and he has been proving himself to be a traffic hound in this area, so he's back, so I think the July numbers will be a bit higher. Other than that, a pretty benign month. Calls for service were a little bit higher. A lot of those were follow-ups, though I see, which just means the deputy was in the area conducting an investigation and their follow-ups are related to those. From the sheriff's office itself, we've been doing a tremendous amount of hiring. We've been fortunate enough to grab some lateral deputies from other agencies, which is a huge cost savings and time savings for us as an agency. We've taken officers from Seattle, Lacey, Chehalis Tribe, Lacey PD. We've got 2 from Aberdeen. One just came up from Maricopa County, Arizona. So those folks will start. They can hit the road in about a month, as opposed to 9 to 12 months for an entry level. Relatively quick training process, especially when we're in the state. So our numbers are starting to increase, our staffing is starting to improve. So I think as far as proactive activity, you'll start seeing those numbers increase. Late summer, early fall, when these folks start hitting the ground running, we'll see a lot of new faces. But things are looking up.
Thank you. Any questions for Lieutenant? Yeah, Jim?
Just quite 6-8 months ago, one of your folks were in here talking about the sheriff was looking to try to lower the age of getting possible employees into the jail. Has there been any traction on that?
No, I think that kind of stalled out. I think it's still kind of an idea they'd like to implement, but I think it stalled out in civil service, which all of our employee regulations for the sheriff's office are run through civil service. So
That's 21.
correct. Still is 21 years old.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, no worries.
Any other questions for Lieutenant? Thank you, sir. Terry?
Okay, since the last council meeting, Public Works had read our cycle of water meters,
You can.
did rereads, we put out shut-off notices. We've continued all the mowing and weed eating in town of the field and parks. At 28 utility locates. We got our fencing contractor to get started on the fence down here, and he's probably halfway done, so we're making progress on that. We do a daily check on the wells, well sites, and the parks. We had 9 animal control calls. Spent an entire day spraying weeds around town. Hopefully get back out and do it some more, because there's some more weeds out there. Continued training for me. I've been bumping up my training load as we get closer and closer to Ron's retirement. I have, I think, 6 days of training this month. Taking any and all classes I can get. I got approval for water distribution manager level 2 exam prep class early October, which is 3 days, and I got approval to take the exam. So I'll do my 3 days of training, review the first week in October, and then take the exam right after that. Ron and I worked on the consumer confidence report and the water use efficiency, which are an annual thing, and we turn those into the Department of Health. Paul has started chomping away between the mowing, getting some of the right-of-ways cleared up around here. Let's see, I just completed today a repair on zero-turn lawnmower, which the quote from J&I was $1,000. I was able to do it. Took a little bit of labor, but had $50 in parts, which was a win. And I did a repair on our truck, which was about $1,000 repair, and I got that done for about $75. So saving a little bit of money there. Any questions?
Thank you, Terry. Any questions for him? And what he just alluded to, he is very mechanically inclined and he's willing to try to do something, and that's been a real bonus. And I'm glad he mentioned those 2 examples, but he's been able to do a lot more that we haven't had done in the past. That he's willing to try, and he'll get on his phone and look at YouTube.
Oh, absolutely.
I've seen him up there when I'm up there, and he's had success. So thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Mr. Jim Gibson.
So,
Just last council meeting, so it's been a couple months since I've been in front of you. It's been very quiet. We haven't had really no new applications. Everything's sort of pushed through, and we're sitting now waiting for something new. Recently, there's been a couple things that have come up that I'm going to work on, being forthright, trying to get some information out to some constituents in town. They're trying to do a few things without permits. So I'm going to go reach out to them in the next few days and have a conversation with them. But other than that, it's been pretty quiet from the planning side.
Any questions for Jim?
Here's one of those, the brewery people.
That's the phone call, email I made, yes.
I was just gonna ask what, I mean, we got a flyer in the mail, like, I have no idea what this is, haven't heard of it.
I've seen the same flyer,
Okay.
and as far as I know, they've never come and talked to us about permits or anything, so they're being very, I don't know, cavalier or aggressive in their marketing, considering at best, they're a year, 18 months out to build a building. So.
Did anybody else get the flyer? Did it go to everybody in town?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't get it? Did you get it, Tom? Ryan? Or you just threw it away? It kind of looked like junk mail.
Maybe that's what happened to it. Looked like a scam to me.
If I'm correct, and I'm just going from memory, I think it's the parcel down here, I refer to the old garish parcel.
Yes.
First parcel past the new storage units where they started to take down the trailer.
Yeah, that was the one they were talking about having a new brewery built out. And I told them early on, we've talked to them over the last couple of years on different parcels. The big, I won't say problem, the sticky point of that is having a sewer system or disposal system that can even adequately do something for a brewery. Unless you're hooked to city sewer, or it's a big special process, and they haven't even started. county has no application, I've checked, the county has no application from them or anything, so what you're seeing is just not a truthful situation.
They're the same people that were looking into buying Sonia's and doing the same thing there. And basically for you, they didn't get flyer. It's a flyer went out and they're asking for you to buy into the membership to be a member of this new brewery, and a couple $1,000s to buy in, $1,500, and it's soliciting people to buy in. And I've had numerous people come to me in town and go, "You got a new brewery going in?" I didn't know anything about it until it came in the mail.
You probably read as a teetotaler.
Yeah. So. Any other questions for Jim? Thank you. Dennis?
I have no TRPC report because the report we won't meet until this coming Friday. But I do have a report from the AWC conference, I think, in Vancouver. And, it was interesting. The biggest thing I took away from that is how fortunate we are with how well off we are and how well we all get along. I mean, the stories you hear from large cities, small cities, towns, with council fighting among, and some of them physically fighting among each other, and with the mayors is just atrocious. We're really fortunate, and that's good. I like that. Other than that, not a whole lot to come away from.
Thank you, Dennis. Any questions for Dennis? Ron?
Got transportation policy board tomorrow morning, 7:30. That's it for me.
Any questions for Ron? Thank you, Ron. Tom?
I was contacted by Jesse from
DNR.
yeah, thank you, DNR, and also Matt, our fire chief. And DNR has some grant money that they want to offer to our city to be able to help keep down fire areas and stuff like that. Matt said that he had a couple areas that they were real concerned about. Anyhow, we were going to meet to try to get the whole thing together before council, and have them all here at council, but because of the fire situation, they all got called down, so. And Matt was gonna try to be here today, but I think they got called out on another one, so.
Fire time.
Hopefully, we'll be able to get together, in the next week or two. I'll see what the plan is, and what I'll do is get the county and send out the information, and, we'll go from there. Other than that, our new EOC broadcast lady did a wonderful job. Everything came out really good. So that's working out well. And we'll be meeting in Thurston County, probably, I think it's 27th, something like that. Thursday. Anyhow, just to see where the county is standing on all our local emergency situations and stuff like that. So, other than that, that's about all I got.
Thank you, Tom. Any questions for Tom? Ryan?
No, I got nothing.
Any questions for Ryan? Thank you, Ryan. Maureen? Any questions for Maureen? Thank you, Maureen. Bill, got anything besides the,
Besides hogs, no.
That's enough.
okay? So did we, agree on the retreat? Is that date okay? Okay, so just like always, you know, we still got another meeting, but as you have some things that you want to put on the retreat, shoot me an email, and I'll put the agenda together like we have in the last. This will be your first retreat, right, Ryan? It's just brainstorm. You know, some of the projects you see that happen come up during our retreat in the past. You know, we're still finishing up here. We're going to do the new entryway to this city hall that you've heard about. That came about last year's retreat. We usually takes about a year to get some of our projects done. Some of the paving, parking lots that happened a couple years ago, that originated at a retreat. So just if you got some things that we want to talk, it's good. And get your Subway sandwiches ordered to Tammy. I think we should do Subway again. It's been good. If somebody wants to change that, and we'll plan on the 24th from 3 to 7. Sport court, got an email here yesterday that we're looking at mid-September probably to be finished. Did you make a copy? Did I read it wrong?
No, I was just giving it to you if you wanted to read it to him. You want my readers?
No, I see it.
That's the pickleball courts?
Well, it's pickleball, basketball court. Remember, they're resurfacing. It's all one thing now. Yeah, so they're trying to surface it first part of August, and then PSE is still 10 weeks out to finish the lighting. So we're hoping mid-September. But it's moving on pretty good. I'm getting a lot of contact, a lot of people talking about pickleball. It's amazing how many people are now saying, oh, they do it, they play it. And, you know, I've got some people in town that I officiate basketball with that are already talking about wanting to come out here for an outdoor pickleball court to play.
What's the holdup on the lighting?
Just getting on the schedule.
It says PSC parts are 10 weeks out.
So,
Industry right now, it's hard to get electrical parts across all parts of the industry. 15 weeks, 16 weeks on stuff.
Attended the Jubilee last weekend, 4th of July weekend. Thought it was a good turnout. What'd you think?
I would have liked more people, but it was a really good time.
Yeah, I mean, when I was down there, there was people there. So.
Yeah. Did you catch the band?
What?
Did you catch the band?
Yeah, and then I also watched it on FaceTime
Okay.
or on Facebook. Is that where you guys posted it? Yes, I listened to them, and then there was the article in the paper about them also.
They were great.
Yeah.
I'd just like to say I went down Monday morning to make my rounds, emptying the garbage cans, and there was not a scrap of trash down there. So they did a fantastic job of cleaning up. I mean, it was cleaner than a normal weekend after picking up. So
Thank
I mean, it was
That's good.
spotless.
That's good feedback. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice job.
And then Tammy's going to talk about a little bit about the parade as we're getting into August here soon. Just you all know, Ron Gibson's going to be our Grand Marshal. It'll be his last parade. And when I told him about it the other day, I think he about had a heart attack. I thought we about lost him, didn't we?
We did.
He was overwhelmed. So he's going to be our Grand Marshal. And that's all I got. Tammy.
So the plan for him, I about had a heart attack because he tells Ron, you're not working the parade this year. You're
that's
just
right.
the Grand Marshal. And I'm like, whoa. He cannot work for a few minutes while he's running through the parade. But poor Theron, this is his first rodeo, right? Like, we can't just throw him to the wolves. So anyways, the plan is Bob would like the guys from Public Works to drive Ron in Ron's Public Works pickup through the parade as the Grand Marshal. So for a brief period during that time, I guess I'm going to be stopping traffic. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we get there. So anyways, the parade is coming up. I've been talking to Joey. It's kind of getting, July is when we really get going on it. We ordered chapstick and sticky notes for you folks to hand out this year. So it'll be easier to tote around. those of you that want to walk in the parade, and those of you that don't, we can offer the side-by-side again. So same as always, just show up over there shortly before 11 and we'll, make our way to the parade route. Or you can join us. That eliminates a lot of walking if you want to join us at Idaho Street and just walk Main Street. So anyways, that's all about the parade. We have interviews next Tuesday for three so far, possibly 4 ladies to replace the deputy clerk position. We're renaming it a different name. Shelley actually is going to promote to deputy clerk, keep a lot of her same duties, and then we're hiring an executive assistant to do what Shelley, determines she wants her to do, and then whatever I need from her. So next Tuesday are those interviews, so hopefully we'll have somebody on board in the next couple weeks. Therein, I did get reimbursement from Department of Health on your training.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I forgot to tell you about that. So we're getting credit for Theron's training because Ron is his mentor. And so Ron is acting as his teacher, and then Department of Health is reimbursing us for Ron's time. So so for whatever Theron has submitted so far, we've gotten reimbursement for. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we should do that quarterly, I believe.
Yes. So that is all I have. I had something else and I cannot remember what it was, so I might have to revisit it, but that's it for now.
Thank you, Tammy. Okay, we'll go to new business, ordinance 723, relating to animals, Bill. To animals.
Not
So
hogs.
There's talk about animals, so
Okay, all right.
it's open to you.
Right, okay, well, you heard the story about hogs, and in doing this, I was reviewing Rainey's original draft complaint. He referred to chapter 6.08, which is regulating animals, dogs and cats and what have you, but there's also a section on farm animals, and it occurred to me that doesn't quite sound right, because I knew there was something in the zoning ordinance about animals. And so I looked, and sure enough, and it's not that they're totally inconsistent. You can have farm animals in any zoning city. The animal control one says you gotta have at least 10,000 feet. Now, in this case, the house up on Emerald is on a 2.9 acre lot, which is like 12,000 or something square feet. But of course, there's a big front yard, and then there's a house in it, and so you haven't got anywhere near close to 10,000 square feet for 4 hogs.
That's what he said.
The zoning ordinance, however, says you got to start with an acre, and then you can have farm animals controlled. So they're not diametrically opposed, but they aren't totally consistent, and that can always cause problems. So my suggestion is that we eliminate the area requirements in the animal control ordinance and refer to the zoning ordinance, because if you want to change the zoning ordinance, then you got to go through all the falls relevant to do to change the zoning ordinance. That doesn't sound to me like it was fun, and besides, it was the one that was done last. And I figured usually the one that's done last is the one that courts will look at if they have a conflict between that. But also, sometimes they figure out that the one that particularly deals with the subject is the one that we ought to follow. In this case, you have no idea what a judge is going to figure about this when you get done. So that's all you need to know about statutory construction for today. But my recommendation is that we follow the regulations, the zoning ordinance that's been around. And obviously, it went through a lot of hearings and everything else back in the time. Questions?
Move to approve ordinance 723.
Jim, does this have anything to do with planning? Okay.
Nope.
Okay, any more discussion? There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Okay.
That's why everything runs so smoothly. Because you don't have any arguments.
That's right.
All on the same page.
That's right. Any old business?
Just a question, we have any kind of update on our new bathroom?
Supposed to be
Yes.
starting,
They were supposed to start
Yesterday.
Monday, according to the schedule. It says mobilization. I do not know what that means. But demolition of existing structure is supposed to start Thursday. And they were down there taking pictures today, and they asked these guys to disconnect power.
Yeah, Ron and I are gonna go disconnect the water and the power on Thursday, and I think Ron said Thursday afternoon they're bringing in the equipment, and then they have Dirty Deeds excavation starting on Friday, demoing down there. So,
Perfect.
rocking and rolling.
That's gonna be so nice.
And our porch is supposed to start, hopefully next week. So that's exciting too. They did decide to do concrete. The whole thing is concrete. The whole patio, like no wood decking, concrete decking.
The porch,
okay?
and you said that our signs are ready, they're just being powder coated.
Our signs are at powder coating, yes. Mm-hmm.
I dropped them off about 2 weeks ago, I think,
Yeah.
for powder coat. So, I mean, they look beautiful even unpowder coated, so be awesome when they're done.
Any idea when they're gonna be ready to put that?
Just like everybody, I mean, they've just gotten more business and they know what to do with, and, you know, everybody's running behind in today's world. I don't know why we haven't caught up farther from COVID and all the things that are going on, but seems like the new normal now.
These are the few remaining signs for the parks that are looking just like all of our park signs, street welcome to Rainier signs that the high school did for us, that we talked about at last year's retreat. Another thing that the three of us try to get everything done, our goal is to get it done before the next year's retreat.
I'd like to know when we're thinking about putting the one up there for Gaston Park, because I'm sure there's several neighbors up there that would like to make an event out of that.
Okay.
For
When
them.
they get done being powder coated, we'll let you know, we'll get together and see what we can do.
Because I know his daughter and her husband live up there, and some other neighbors are interested.
Okay, thank you. Should we adjourn? There's a motion and a second to adjourn. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting officially adjourned 5:33.